Hi, I'm Jeff from Baby & Co in Bristol, and I'm here at Axkid with Peter to talk about the fantastic Movekid, which is the replacement for the previous generation Axkid Move. Approved to the latest R129 regulations and packed with extra features. This is really a great everyday product that fits neatly in the middle of the Axkid range, giving you all the safety of extended rear facing at a more affordable price. So Peter, if you'd like to talk me through some of the amazing features on the new Axkid Movekid.
Great, thank you. So yes, as Jeff said, it's approved to R129, so it's suitable for children from 61 centimetres all the way up to 125 centimetres. That's approximately 6 months, depending on your growth, up to 7 years of age, so literally up here. So it's a really good length of time that you can use the seat for. And it's also suitable up to 36 kilograms of child weight. That's average 12-year-old.
So that's the big change from the old Axkid Move onto the Movekid. So previous Axkid Move, there wasn't any length recommendation because it was not part of the regulation, but up to 25 kilos. Now we've got this 36 kilos, which is like a big change. So kind of a lot more space and capacity within the seat.
Just to put that into context, an average 7-year-old is 23 kilos. So, it's got a lot of extra weight limit available to it, which is fantastic. So with the seat itself, you've got an on-off recline. So the block at the front can be tilted up and down, so you can improve recline on it. You've got an insert in here, which you leave in from 61 centimetres all the way to 105 centimetres. So it's, I think you say about three and a half year old.
4 approximately.
At which point you can take the insert out. But it's useful to use the insert as long as you physically can because it gives the child a lot more spinal support and lifts the child up to make it a better fit on the harness at the shoulders. So the seat itself has an adjustable height headrest, which I think Jeff will be pleased to say it's a lot better than the previous version.
Yeah, so for me, this is the big improvement. The previous generation, you had to kind of unthread the harness and rethread it back through the shell. There was more opportunity for misuse. So this is a lot easier, lots of positions, lots of adjustment, and you can see it's going to grow to accommodate a really big child.
Exactly, and while the headrest is up here, you can really see the depth of the car seat from the very bottom all the way up to the top here. It's a very long back length. We reckon it's somewhere in the region of 10 centimetres taller than the previous version, the original Move. So you've got a really long back length, a very tall 125 centimetre limit, and the 36 kilos. So the benefit of having such a long back length is that your child will get to the 125 centimetre height limit. They won't be forced to come out before that.
Yeah, so take into consideration some children, they're anatomically different. So some children are very tall in the back, very long in the legs. This is going to cope with a child that's very, very tall in the back, who's maybe slightly shorter in the leg, but you're going to get the maximum amount of life out of the product.
Yeah, so ultimately a parent can choose when they want to take them out and they will reach the limits of the seat. So it's a really good benefit. And it's rear facing only, obviously, plus tested. Rear facing only being beneficial because it supports the head, neck and spine of the child in an impact.
And why is kind of plus test so important for Axkid?
It's really important for Axkid because one of the most vulnerable points of a child is the neck in an impact, and obviously you want to protect that at all costs that you can. The plus test allows us to prove that we can protect the neck at all costs because it has the highest crash test speeds, the shortest braking distance. Obviously, if you combine the two, you get a much more violent impact, more energy. So there's a lot more forces through the neck. But importantly, the plus test measures and limits the neck forces allowable. So overall, we can prove that we're protecting the child. Forward-facing seats can't pass it.
Yeah, so the pulse or the amount of energy going through the seat is so severe that really forward-facing seats would struggle to pass that sort of test. So this is really kind of setting the benchmark of having the safest seat on the market.
And it goes all the way to the 36 kilo for that. So we're over testing the seat massively to get it through. So it's a really big achievement and something we're actually very, very proud of.
So along with the improvement and ease of use, this is also extended to the installation as well, which I find so much easier than the previous generation. Peter, you want to just talk us through how the customer would install this seat?
Yeah, of course. So got a 6-step installation guide, essentially, on how to fit it, which makes it nice and easy. And they're all indicated by these lovely yellow numbers that are highlighted. Number 1 being here on this zip panel. If we open that up, we get this lovely 5 more steps on how to fit your car seat. So you've got it with you at all times, which is quite nice. Number 2, you actually set the recline and the leg room. So the recline we mentioned has this block at the front, so you can either have it tipped underneath or outwards extended in this position. In terms of leg room, I'm going to turn the seat around here slightly. So we have this guide on the side of the heel, this yellow vertical line here. So the seat can either be fitted in compact mode, which is tight up against the vehicle backrest, or on the side of the heel here, you see a yellow vertical line. So that can be positioned so that the seat itself sits anywhere on the vehicle seat, all the way back to the yellow line being vertically in line with the front of the seat. So you can generate this massive leg room in the car.
So very, very flexible, regardless of the size of the vehicle. In most cases, this will fit pretty much every car out there, and you've got that flexibility of where you want to install the seat. So if you need a bit more leg room, then shift the seat forward in a more compact position, gives the passengers a bit more leg room. As the child grows, then you can just step that back in increments to give a bit more leg room for the child as they reach 5, 6, 7. The Axkid Movekid sits in the middle of the range with Axkid. So you've got Movekid starting at 380, then you've got Mini Kid 4, and then you've got Axkid 1, 3, which is completes their range of extended rear-facing car seats. So at 380, this offers really, really good value for money. When customers come in and are talking about seats, about what we would recommend, we really want to talk to them about when they're comfortable about forward-facing. If a customer wants to keep their child in a harness and keep them rear facing for as long as possible, if they're choosing some of the other seats that are slightly smaller, they could be in a position of having to move out of their maybe swivel seat at 3.5 or potentially lower if they're quite big. If both parents are quite tall, they're likely to have a tall child. At 3, it's not recommended that they move into a high back booster. Then they'll be coming back to us for another seat. So the costs start to mount up when they're buying 2 seats. At 380, this is going to see them through from the infant carrier stage all the way through to 7. The child's going to be developed, their stature is going to be suitable to move into a high back booster. It's a lot safer. They're going to be mature enough to sit in a high back booster without a harness. So although potentially more expensive than some of the more entry level rotating car seats, overall this offers better value for money, and that's the important thing. It's a better value proposition for the customers. Plus it's also putting them in one of the safest seats on the market that's been tested to the more stringent tests that are out there. So you know that you are putting your child in one of the best seats. Installation of an extended rear-facing car seat really shouldn't be that frightening. There's only really kind of 3 main steps to follow. So the first step would be to attach your tether straps. So the tether straps you're going to be fixing to a fixed part of the front passenger seat. So this could be around the running rails, through the back of the seat, just so it's a nice solid anchor. There are also accessories like anchor hoops that you can buy if you don't want to do all the tethering yourself. That makes life slightly easier. But we're going to show you on our demo rig how simple this can be.
Tethering is basically a strap that goes under the seat rail of the vehicle. You take the clamp through the loop, pull it out tight, and that's your anchor. And then that section just clips onto the back of the seat and will tighten.
Now the tethers are in place in the vehicle, you can move across to your formal installation, following the guide, starting with step 1. So Peter's just going to run you through this.
So step 1 was the zip that we mentioned slightly earlier. Open up the instruction panel. Step 2 is setting the recline versus the legroom in the vehicle. Step 3 brings us to this belt clamp, which locks off and make sure that you have a nice tight seatbelt fit. Under R129 regulation, seatbelts are routed through green indicators all the way through. So you've got this green fabric on the side, green clamp, and green fabric on this side. All we're going to do is take the seat belt, pull it out there, and take the buckle straight through the seat. Take it straight through the far side and buckle in. So the beauty of this, it's doing exactly what the seat belt inside a vehicle is doing. It's coming up over the hips, and seating position is great. So with the seat belt in place, we then want to tighten up the seat belt. And all we want to do that is just take out the slack, take the palm of your hand in the center of the seat and push down, and it gives you a nice firm fit and clamp. And you should have a fairly tight fit there.
Really straightforward to fit. Tethers, seatbelt routing, foot prop. Make sure it's nice and secure. We're going to do a little bit of a fitting in the vehicle as well, so you can see firsthand how simple it is to fit.
So what we're going to do, we're just going to show you how to tether into a car. So I'm going to use Jeff here just to demonstrate precisely how. So if I can have your arm, Jeff. So we take the tether strap and we go under a suitable point in the vehicle. We then take the loop and the buckle's going to go through the loop and then tighten down. So we're pretending Jeff's arm is part of the car there. But that's how we're going to do it. We're going to move into the car and show you where. So there are two prime positions that we can tether to into the car. First, and my preferred one, is around the seat rail of the front seat. So we take the loop, we slide it under, through the loop, and that's your tether in position. So the second position is actually between the seat back and the seat base. So we're going to push the tether through. So you push your hand through, there's the tether loop. And then we bring the buckle through the loop. And make it nice and tight. Great, so we've installed the tethers. Now we're going to put the seat into the car. So we go recline bar first, swing it round. We position the seat, the yellow vertical line can come all the way back to just over hanging. For this install, we're going to bring it partially back. We set the recline, so you can see that I've got the recline foot out. And all we're going to do, I'm actually going to drop the leg first. And that's really just a top tip, because that's going to stop the whole car seat tipping away from you while you're trying to feed the seat belt through the car seat. We're going to go to the numbers. So you've got your number 1 here. We're going to undo the zip panel, rotate it back, undo the clamp, and now we're going to feed the seat belt through the green indicators on the seat. So we start on my side, through the seat, extend your belt, out this side, and buckle in. All we want to do now is make sure that the seat belt is nice and tight. So we're going to just push down with the palm of your hand on the center of the seat and pull the seat belt snug and clamp it into place. That should get you a reasonably firm fit. We're going to tighten that up a little bit later on. We're now going to go to the back of the seat, where we're going to lift the leg up and connect the tethers. So these clamp onto the back of the seat here, 1, and the back of the seat here, 2. We're now going to tighten the tethers down, pull it back, down, and you can see it's tightening up. Same on this side. And you can actually generate a little bit more recline here. Make those nice and tight. The tighter you get these, the better the install. I'm now just going to check the front end of the seat. That's fairly solid, but I'm a perfectionist, so I like a little bit tighter. So I'm going to undo the clamp, push down a little bit harder, and clamp, and you take out that extra movement. Do your zip panel up, and the final thing we're going to do is just drop down the leg to the floor, lock that into place, and you're installed nice and solidly. Number 6 is the ASIP, so we're going to remove the cover on the bracket. We're going to marry the prongs up to the bracket and slide into place.
But the Movekid offers really great value for money, allows rear facing for the longest possible time, up to 125 centimeters or 36 kilos. So you're going to get a really good size 6 to 7 year old rear facing in the safest possible position at an affordable price. So come in store to Baby & Co in Bristol and we'd happily demonstrate this and give you all the fitting advice you need.